Kawada Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakakadash for your wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. You know what I'm saying? In the restoration of the great awakening of Israel. You know what I'm saying? In the Israelite foreigners and the righteous eunuchs. You know. Okay. We're gonna give you we're gonna make 3 videos. We're gonna give you um 18 verses in the Bible. You know about the miserable state the miserable state that mankind has fallen into, and we're gonna give you 6 and then 6 and 6 because mankind was created on the 6th day. You know what I'm saying? And that's the number. And 7, you know what I'm saying, is a number of the Most High. And the right hand of the 7 is the 8. See, and we have fallen 3 times. You know, mankind fell in the Garden of Eden and the flood days. It brought upon us, mankind flood. And then they fell a second time with Nimrod, scumbag ass Babylon mystery religion. And then the Israelites fell, the chosen people, and that's why we got sent back to bondage. So we, so 666 for 3 times, and it's gonna take the one that's the 3 is in 1, man, and that's Yahweh Shai. You know what I'm saying? Because the Father, the Holy Spirit, and Yahweh Shai. You know what I'm saying? He, they're all one and one in Him, and His number is the 8. So let's get edified, and let's go to our first reference. Let's go to Numbers chapter 33, verse 50, man. Directions for the conquest of Canaan. You know what I'm saying? The heathens, the heathen nations. That's what, man. Thank the Most High for His daughter, our mother wisdom. So let's proceed. In the plains of Moab by the Jordan of Jericho, Yahweh Elohim spoke to Moses, saying, "Speak to the children of Israel and say to them, when you cross over the Jordan in the land of Canaan, you shall drive out all the inhabitants of the land from before you, destroy all their figured stories, all their figured stones, destroy all their cast images, and demolish all their high places." See, get rid of all that paganism, man, all that sun worship. You see, you shall take possession of the land and settle in it, for I have given you the land to possess. You shall apportion the land by lot according to your clans. To the large one you shall give a large inheritance, and to the small one you shall give a small inheritance. The inheritance shall belong to the person on whom the lot falls, according to your ancestral tribes you shall inherit. But if you do not drive out the inhabitants of the land from before you, then those whom you let remain shall be as barbs in your eyes and thorns in your side. They shall trouble you in the land where you are settling, and I will do to you as I thought to do to them. Yeah, see, so that was the beginning, that we failed to kick these people out, and that's why we adapted their abominational ways, and that's why the Most High, he brought everything that He brought upon us, right? Now, let's go to the next reference. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go to Deuteronomy, right? Man, the infamous chapter 28, but we're gonna take it from verse 63, right, to the end of the chapter. And just as the Most High took delight, no, here he goes. Although once you were as okay, I'm gonna take 62. Although once you were as number as the stars in the heaven, you shall be left few in numbers because you did not obey Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh Shai. And just as the Most High took delight in making you prosperous and numerous, so the Most High will take delight in bringing you to ruins and destruction. You shall be plucked off the land, and that you are inheriting to possess. The Most High will scatter you among all the peoples, from the end of the earth to the other, and there you shall serve other gods. See, there you go, man. See, other gods of wood and stone, which neither you nor your ancestors have known. Among those nations you shall find no ease. Because now we're in bondage to these nations. Back in slavery, pretty much. No resting place for the sole of your feet. There Yahweh Elohim will give you a trembling heart, fading eyes, that's what we plunder, and a languid spirit. Your life shall be hang in the doubt before you, night and day. See the miserable state that mankind has fallen. I'm saying you shall be in the dread with no assurance of your life. In the morning you shall say, it only it were an evening, and in the evening you shall say, if it only were a morning. Yeah, man, you get no rest, man. You know what I'm saying? As the sun rises and falls, man, the knowledge of good and evil. You know what I'm saying? Because of the dread that your heart shall fail, and the sights that your eyes shall see, the Most High will bring you back into Egypt, back in ships to Egypt. So we're here in spiritual Egypt, by a route that I promised you would never see again. And there you shall offer yourselves for sale to your enemies as male and female slaves, but there will be no buyer. And that's why we're all nation undesired, a reproach. The reference, we're gonna go to Judges, right? Okay, and let's go to Judges, chapter 2. Okay, Israel's disobedient, man. We're stiff-necked people, playing the spiritual harlot for other people, paganism, man, and for worldly gains. Now it says here, now the angel of the Most High, which was Jehoshaphat, went up from Gilgal to Boshem and said, I brought you up from Egypt and brought you into the land that I had promised to your ancestors. I said, I will never break my covenant with you. For your part, do not make a covenant with the inhabitants of this land. See, we were set apart for a reason, for the land. Tear down their altars, but you have not obeyed my command. See what you have done. So now I say, I will not drive them out before you, but they shall become adversaries to you, and their gods shall be a snare to you. When the angel of the Most High spoke those words, all the Israelites, the people, lifted up their voices and wept. So they named the place Boshem, and there they sacrificed to the Most High. Pretty much how it is now, man. Our people being, sacrificed to gods that are foreign to us, man. And now, let's go to the next reference. We're going to go to Samuel, 1 Samuel, right? And we're going to go to chapter 28, and let's go to verse 15. When that loser king, that fickle king Saul, he went to talk, to the witch of Endor, right? And he says here, then Samuel said to Saul, why have you disturbed me by bringing me up? Saul answered, I am in great distress, for the Philistines are warring against me, and the Most High has turned away from me, and answers me no more, either by prophets or by dreams. So I have summoned you to tell me what I should do. Samuel said, why then do you ask me, since the Most High, why then do you ask me, since the Most High has turned from you and become your enemy? The Most High has become your enemy. Yahweh Elohim has done to you just as he spoke by me. For Yahweh Elohim has torn the kingdom out of your hands and given it to your neighbor David, because you did not obey the voice of Yahweh Elohim and did not carry out his fierce wrath against the Amalek. You know what I'm saying? He was supposed to get rid of these people, not mingle with them. Therefore Yahweh Elohim has done this thing to you today. Moreover, the Most High will give Israel along with you into the hands of the Philistines, and tomorrow you and your sons shall be with me, and the Most High will give the army of the Israel into the hands of the Philistines. Basically, he told me he was going to die the next day, There you go, see? See how bad men have fallen, man, the Israelites, man. And the next reference was Chronicles, right? First Chronicle, you know what I'm saying? And we'll take it from chapter 21, the census and the plagues, right? Hasatan, which is the adversary, Satan, Baal, the son, stood up against Israel and incited David to count the people of Israel. Incited means to get you riled up, man. To encourage, or to uproot, behavior, to persuade you, So he pursued, David to count the people, right? So David said to Joab, which means Joab means Yahweh our father, and the commanders of the army go number Israel from Beersheba. Beersheba means the well of also the well of seven, to Dan, which is to judge or to be judged, and bring me a report so that I may know the number, of the people. But Joab said, my Lord, increase the numbers of his people. May the Lord increase the number of his people 100-fold. Are they not my lords, all the kings of them, my Lord? Are the kings of my lords their servants? The whole people is his servant, right? He say increase the number of, are they not my Lord, the king, all of them, my lords the servants? Why then should my Lord require this? Why you gonna census? Census means to count, census means to officially, count or to or to summarize a population, and to serve your population, right? So it says here, the Most High, he says, so why then should my Lord require this? Why should he bring guilt on Israel? Basically, who are you, man, to say, the Most High is the one that gives gives and takes, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I told the brothers, man, that, don't be denying someone that the heart's in the right place, because you're going to be denying, see? And it says here, but the king's words prevailed against Joab, so Joab departed and went through all Israel and came back, right? And came back, you know what I'm saying, to Jerusalem. He went, he went to all Israel and to Jerusalem, and Joab gave the total number of the people to David. In all Israel there was 1,100,000 men who drew the sword, and in Judah 470,000 who drew the sword. I'm saying, but he did not include Levi and Benjamin in numbering, for the king's commandment was abhorrent. That means that it was disgusting. It was a reproach to Joab, and the Levites, I'm saying, that that's the they're the priests of the Most High, you know what I'm saying. But Yahweh Elohim was displeased with this. See, that Most High was like, "Who the fuck are you, man? I'm the one that says, who is and who isn't, And he stroked, and he stroked Israel. David said, "Oh, Yahweh Elohim, I have sinned greatly in what I have done, this thing. But now I pray you that you take away the guilt of your servant, for I have done very foolishly." That Most High spoke to Gad, you know what I'm saying? And David's sage, saying, "Go and say to David, thus is the Most High, three things you should choose one of them, so that I may do it to you." So God came to David and said, "Thus says the Most High, take your choice, either 3 years of famine or 3 months of devastation by your foes, while the sword of your enemy overtakes you, or 3 days of the work of the sword of the Most High's pestilence on the land." And the angel of the Most High, you know what I'm saying, destroying throughout all of the territory of Israel. Now decide what answer, and I shall return. Then David said to God, "I am in great distress. Let me fall into the hands of the Most High, for the mercy is very great. But let me not fall into human hands." See what I mean? So he recognized that he had to repent, man. You know what I'm saying? For falling off the continents like that. Now, last reference, sixth reference for this part 1, we'll go to Job, right? And we'll go to Job chapter 1, right? It's like chapter 11. Okay, so far speaks Job's guilt, deserves punishment, right? And see, so far, means rising early, you know what I'm saying? So far Sippor, you know what I'm saying? Solar, you know what I'm saying? Rising early, you know what I mean? And the Namatite, that's it. And Nama means a bow, and a bow is what, it's a knot, you know what I'm saying? That means he bonds, the knowledge of good and evil, or to bow down, or to shame, you know what I'm saying? Remember, he is the accuser, you know what I'm saying? He's the accuser, not good and evil. See, that's a gem for you. Now it says here, then so far the Nahamite answered, "Should a multitude of words go unanswered, and should one full of talk be vindicated? Should your babble put others to silence? And when you mock, should no one shame you? For you say, my conduct is pure, and I am clean in Yahweh Elohim's sight. But that Yahweh Elohim will speak and open his lips to you, and then he will tell you the secrets of wisdom. For wisdom is many-sided. Know that Yahweh Elohim exacts of you less than your guilt deserves. Can you find out the deep things of the Most High? Can you find out the limit of the Almighty? It is higher than heavens. What can you do? Deeper than Sheol. What can you know? Its measures is longer than the earth and broader than the sea. If he passes through and imprisons and assembles your judgment, who can hinder him? For he knows those who are worthless. When he sees iniquity, will he not consider it? But a stupid person will get understanding when a wild ass is born human. If you direct your heart rightly, you will stretch out your hand towards him. If iniquity is in your hand, put it far away, and do not let wickedness reside in your tents. Surely then you will lift up your face without blemish. You will be secure and will not fear. You will forget your misery. You will remember it as waters that have passed away, and your life will be brighter than the noonday. In darkness, its darkness will be like the morning, and you will have confidence because there is hope. You will be protected and take your rest in safety. You will lie down, and no one will make you afraid. Many will entreat your favor, but the eyes of the wicked will fall. All way of escape will be lost to them, and their hope is to breathe their last. See, there you go. See, when I say he did, that's what he is, the accuser. You know what I'm saying, like, yeah, man, he works for the Most High, man. You know what I'm saying, he's the accuser. I'm saying of our brethren. So I hope to edify. That's part 1. Most High be willing providing. We'll do another 6, and then another 6, man. On the note, shalom.